Good morning. It's Sunday, almost 9 a.m. here. What is it? Sunday, July 12th, and I'm at the Culver City Cemetery. It's called Holy Cross, but I'm here specifically to look for the grave of Sharon Tate. And she was an actress. She was married to Roman Polanski, a famous director. The most famous movie that he made is, dang, it takes place in New York, and it ends up with the woman in the film giving birth to Satan through a cult. It's a really, really good Rosemary's Baby. That's what it's called. Anyway, she was married to him. He's still alive, but tragically, she lost her life because in the 1970s, she was at somebody's house, a friend's house. The Charles Manson cult broke into that house and they murdered her. And the craziest part is that she was pregnant, like 8 months pregnant. So we're going to go look for her grave. Look, I will say that religious art is beautiful. Check this out. Right? Isn't that pretty nice? Imagine she turned around right now. Dang. Turtles. Anyway, here we go. Look whose grave I stumbled upon. This is Bela Lugosi, and if you don't recognize the name, you'll recognize his face. So he was the guy who played Dracula in like the most famous Dracula film. I think it was in the early 1930s. But look, I'll put a picture of his face and be like, "Oh, that guy. Yeah, that guy." Anyway, this is Culver City. Kind of crazy, right? I've included a photo of her right here. This is what she looked like when she was pregnant. This is a photo shoot they did, I think, in New York. But again, from what I remember, in 1974, she got murdered. Stabbed, really. She was stabbed, and I think she was hung too. And obviously, Charles Manson ended up getting caught in prison. He didn't do anything himself, but the people that he pretty much brainwashed, they ended up in prison. There it is, Sharon Tate, wife of Roman Polanski. And then look, it even says their baby, who was not yet born. He would have been born a month after the murder. But okay, so I guess it was 69. I thought it was 71. But anyway, there she is. So yeah, she was at a party at a friend's house. What was it? I think three women, two men broke in. They kidnapped them and they murdered them. Part of the Charles Colt Manson, because they thought there was going to be a huge war between black people, and white people were the enemy. So they started to try to eliminate them. It's a pretty crazy story. Um, Anyway, Charles Manson thought that the Beatles song Helter Skelter was speaking to him, and that the message was that he needed to start a race war. He also was like a failed musician. He tried to get a recording contract, but that never worked out. And what else? Oh, her husband, Roman Polanski. Yeah, that fool was a good movie director, but he was also accused of doing some crazy things with children. So that fool was pretty much, he bailed on the United States. He moved to, I forget which country in Europe, and they didn't let him back in, or he didn't want to come back in because he was going to get arrested for what he did for several years. So the whole story's crazy. Anyway, there she is, Sharon Tate in Culver City, just off of Slauson. Look, here we have a picture of Sharon Tate that somebody put. That's her. She was what, 26 and pregnant when she got murdered by the Charles Manson cult. That's pretty crazy.